everyone, and happy Sunday. I hope you are taking Self Care Sunday seriously and resting if you can. I know everyone's schedules may not allow them to do that, and that's fine, but as long as you do something for yourself in any part of today. Um, these last few days, and I love, first of all, let me just say, I don't mind being vulnerable and honest in life in general, especially when I sit in this chair. Um, these last few days have been beautiful in a sense of feeling all that I've felt. But I will say, you know, a lot of projection energy and past energies can come around you. And it can be people that you've known your entire life. And I say this with love to everyone, but it is so important. Something I've had to learn to myself that I'm not even gonna say I'm still learning to do. I feel like I do it and I don't always give myself as much credit for how I operate now versus how I operated like let's say a year ago, even just months ago. But basically today I want to kind of touch on not letting past energy pull you from who you've grown to be, who you've evolved to be, and not letting projection energy pull you from who you've grown to be as well. Because when people project on you all the time, let me just say that people will always project. You'll be surprised how many people will think that you're pretending to be a kind person, a good-hearted person, or pretend that like growth, pretend that growth is there. That is projection energy because there are people out there that can't grasp the fact that people out there can grow and just be a good-hearted person without wanting anything in return. So they project that energy onto you, like, oh, you're pretending, oh, this isn't real. Maybe not for you. I don't have to pretend to be someone I'm not, and that is usually what people project upon you. So that's just a little side message there, something I've had to deal with a lot, especially in within this spiritual journey. Projection energy is weird, but hey, it is what it is. Stay true to yourself. But when experiencing all of that energy and any type of past energy that try to pull you back, it can be, it hasn't been hard for me over this last week to stay in my energy. I'm proud of myself for doing it and doing it so effortlessly. But sometimes you can feel a little bit of guilt because, and that's normal. Like I felt guilt is being someone that has always said yes to people or who used to abandon my own needs for the sake of others and do things that I really did not want to do. Doesn't matter how small it is, just like always being that dependable, reliable person to everyone to the point where I wasn't really dependable and reliable upon myself. Um, I would come last. And in the midst of coming last, the relationship I've built with myself over this past year, um, really past year and a half, almost 2 years now, I no longer abandon myself for the sake of others. And let me tell you, people will not like that. People that are used to you saying yes all the time are used to you abandoning yourself for the sake of others, that are used to you just being a doormat in a sense. And like I said, this can be for anyone out there. This can be work related, this can be with your family, this can be in a romantic relationship, this can be friends, any anything. People can get used to you always saying yes, 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 or being the hard worker. Every job I've been at, I've always been reliable, the hard worker, the one that has been asked to be management. Like just it it has been in every aspect of my life. This is aggravating me. It has been in every aspect of my life. And I was always just overly showing up. And there's nothing wrong with being a reliable person. Let me say that. Like, I'm not saying that like if someone need me, I won't be there, but I'm no longer being there at the cost of myself. And that has been um something to learn. like I said, this journey is not the healing journey, the healing back to yourself, the journey back to you, what I like to call it. It's not an easy journey because it makes you, like I said, I can't, for any past times I did abandon myself, I can't blame anyone for it. I can say, well, you made me do this. No one can make you do anything unless they have a gun to your head. And even then, shoot, I'd probably just tell them, look, whatever. Not because I don't love life, but because, like, but I don't even like that analogy. Moving on. Um, like, no one can make you do anything. So putting that blame on others will serve me nothing. Like, it will quite literally serve me nothing. I had, like, everything's a mirror. You have to take a look at yourself. So when I took a look at myself and was like, I mean, yes, I'm doing things that I don't want to do. Like I said, it don't matter how small it is. It can be like, can you go somewhere and do this for me? And you may be trying to rest, like you may not be feeling well, just whatever it is, but you still say yes. Like that was me. Or like, uh, just so many different examples I could give. But I couldn't, like, it's no point of putting the blame on everyone else. Like, I'm not a victim of life. I'm not a victim of anything. Like, anything that is happening in life, I've contributed to that situation somehow. Like I said, we co create life. And now, since I've moved from being a participant of life, just watching it, sitting on a bench, watching it happen to me, I've became an active player in life. Like, when you realize that you co-create your own reality, you become a player and you stop being the person that's just riding the bench, just watching it happen, or thinking that you're the victim, or thinking like, oh, why I can't do this. Like the word I can't is no longer in my vocabulary. It's either I can or I don't want to. That's it. There's no I can't, because I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Point blank. But I'm only going to do what my soul feels called to do, not what the old guilt patterns tell me to do, not what the old patterns that no longer resonate me tell me, not what others tell me what I should be doing. Like, no, what I feel called to do, my heart, because I'm God is the heart, God is the intuition. The heart over my mind at all times. The world teaches you the opposite, operate from the mind instead of the heart, but nope. The soul is the heart, honey. I operate from my heart. So if my heart says no, then it's a no. If my heart says yes, then it's a yes. It's that simple. But having to get used to the energy that comes when you start choosing yourself, that is probably the part that has, I will say, aggravated me a little bit. Kind of. Like, because it's like people try to hold on. This is another thing. People try to hold on to the version of you that they wanted you to be or that you've outgrown because that version of them, of you, served them in some type of way. But just because the old version of me that no longer resonates with who I've grown and evolved to be, like helped you or fed you in some type of way when it wasn't feeding me, that doesn't mean I have to shrink back into that version just to make you comfortable. And this can go for people you've known your whole life. Like personally for me, I love all those around me, family, friends. But like I said, people that have known you your whole life are usually the ones that hold you to the version of you that you are, that is dead and gone, quite frankly. Like you, I cannot count and tell you how many deaths and rebirths that I've had happen to me just over this past year alone. Not even just counting over life, but I if I had to count, oh, I can't even put a number on it. It would be probably over 10. Most people like, dang, you getting five. Babes, when it comes to unlearning old conditioned beliefs, old patterns, old like societal expectations, family expectations, self-abandonment, um being an overachiever, being an overgiver, being someone who was not comfortable receiving, but was always comfortable just giving, giving, giving. So many things. You have to go through a lot of death and rebirths. And not to mention, those old patterns are going to come back up because healing is not linear. Healing is not linear at all. There is, it's like this. You're going to come back to the old ways, the old habits, the old patterns with new eyes. And at that moment, I had to choose. Okay, this is a pattern I no longer resonate with. I could either choose to go back into this pattern or this habit or this way of thinking and continue a cycle, or I can break that cycle and evolve as the version of me that God has always seen me to be. And like I said, there's not one person, like not one human person. Well, actually, no, I wouldn't say that because my spiritual advisors, they see the energy directly. But like I'm talking about like in my physical life, like that is like tangible. There's not one tangible person around me that can really grasp in this moment the growth and the evolution that I've gone through, or not saying that they can't like understand it or they can't achieve it themselves. It's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is when you are growing in isolation in private, especially with me, like I have been in hermit mode a lot. Sometimes I'll pop out. Sometimes, like most of the time I'm rolling with myself by choice. Um but when you're in that hermit mode and you choose, like some people, for example, I know many people can relate to this, if not almost everybody. A lot of people go, like when they're going through things, they isolate themselves. For me, I thrive in isolation. Yes, I'm someone that will go through things and have gone through things in isolation and came back when I was good. Yes. But I also go into isolation simply because I just want to, just because like when you quiet all of the external noise, that's when God becomes louder. And that's someone that channels, like as a medium, I have to have those times alone too. And that's another thing that everybody don't grasp as well. People that used to have more of your time and like that want more of your energy, more of your time when you have to isolate or you choose to isolate, just so that you can hear yourself louder, you can hear God louder, or just get your own energy together. You'll be surprised how many people are just trying to siphon your energy. Like, no, I had to put that wall up as well. No one's about to siphon my energy. I know my energy is mine. Especially if you're the type to siphon and drain it. Like, it's one thing to be around people that give you some of the same energy that you give out. Like, I love those type of people. Love, ooh, I love those type of people. But there are people out there that just will siphon your energy and really not give you anything in return. Like, have you ever, like, just think for a moment. Have you ever been around people that, like, when you left from around them, you just felt heavy? Or when you go to a place, you just felt heavy afterwards? Like, the heavy feeling doesn't even always have to be a bad feeling. Like, it could have been fun, but your energy just feel heavy. You feel kind of scattered. You feel drained. Like, you feel like you just need to go lay down or take a shower and just wash it. Like, just whatever. Like, that's that is a lot of siphoning energy or being in low vibrational energy when you may vibrate higher than it. And when I say that, I do not mean that anyone is better than anyone. I'm not better. Like I said, I'm no better than a ladybug or the bird outside. We're all creations of God. But like I said, you are better than certain environments and situations. So it's times where you may come from being around people or environments and you just feel drained. Like you don't know what it is. Like your energy just feel heavy. If you feel like that, that is your body speaking to you and telling you this environment, these people no longer resonate with your soul. And your body is going to continue to tell you that. It's going to continue to make you uncomfortable until you make that change. And sometimes God will just like whisper to me, like, this environment isn't for you. This environment isn't serving the version of you that you know you are and that I've always seen you to be. And that can cause you to step back from some people. And like I said, a lot of those people are not going to understand that. A lot of those people are going to think you're acting funny or some people even attach beef to it. But, whatever. But like, if God tells me to do something, I don't question it. God could tell me to leave the country tomorrow. I'm gone. Like, I don't question it. And it's because I've silenced the external noise enough in life. The external opinions, the projections, the society expectations, what all those things. I've silenced those things to the point where God is so like my intuition, which is just God speaking to you, your inner God, that has become louder than anything outside of me. Nothing outside of me can shake the voice that is within me. And that's because I've silenced everything outside of me. It can even be loud around me now. Like a part of that isolation I had to go through, because it was points of the journey where I felt like, okay, my intuition is loud enough. I can be around this energy and it won't rub out, like it won't project upon, like I won't receive the energy, like it won't interfere with my inner voice. But sometimes when you think you're ready to, like, I don't even want to use the word ready because ready is really a choice. Um, when you're still, like I said, healing isn't it's not linear. So there will come times where you are back in those same environment. And like I said earlier, you can either choose to repeat a cycle or evolve. Sometimes you're meant to repeat a cycle, and that's okay. You're not nobody's perfect. Sometimes you're meant to repeat that cycle, but sometimes you're meant to repeat that cycle, that habit, that pattern, so that it can teach you, even on a deeper level this time, this is not this is not resonating with you anymore. This is not who you are anymore. If it's gonna feel uncomfortable, it's gonna feel like it drains you. You're meant to do that. So there's no really right or wrong path in life. Like everything is just what it is. Um, so I don't know who needs to hear this, but give yourself grace for that too. Like, if you ever found yourself repeating any old cycles or habits, or even going back to environments that you once outgrown, give yourself some credit and some grace, man. We're not here to be perfect. Yes, we're here to grow. Like I said, growth isn't linear. Healing isn't linear. Sometimes stuff happens. Give yourself some grace. You're not perfect. No one is. Just stay true to you. That's all that matters. All you need to do in life is stay true to yourself. But like I said, it can come some guilt can come, no matter how small or big the guilt may be, when you are called away from certain environments, when you are called away from certain people or habits or patterns or ways of thinking or ways of moving. Or for me, a lot of guilt I had to kind of put a like get to the bottom of and heal was, like I said earlier, the guilt of always being that reliable person, the one that always has it together, the one that everyone can call on whenever something is needed or anything like that. I've been that my whole life, but it took who, what? Like I said, vulnerability don't scare me. Being honest don't scare me, because someone out here will resonate exactly what I'm saying. I don't care if it's one, two people. Many people out there get it. But just being that person that has always gave, barely received, always was there, even for some people that didn't even equally be there for me. Like that that was heavy. That was a heavy load to carry. And God, by the grace of God, the Holy Spirit came in and just was like, no, no more of that. And at one point I was like, well, the whole point of life is love, which it is. The whole point of life is, connection. But God made it very clear to me, yes, the whole point of life is love and connection. But babes, where is your self love? Where is your self connection? Oh, just humbled me. So very humbling. So coming to that realization, like I said, this journey back to me, this journey back to God was just really self love. Learning to choose me no matter how anyone feels about it. Learning to choose me no matter who I have to say no to, no matter what environment I need to leave, no matter who or what I need to leave behind. Just knowing that it's you. Life is quite literally about you. If anyone tells you that the world don't evolve around you, who else does it evolve around? Like, I mean, I'm not saying just be completely selfish in life. That's not what I'm saying at all. But Sorry, y'all. Peppermint tea. But your world is pretty much meant to evolve around you. Like, no, the world may not evolve around you, even though each of us is an individual source of God. Like, in a sense, it does. But like your world, your inner world does evolve around you because you quite literally are the co-creator of your reality. You can't control anything else outside of yourself. You can't control what Tom, Dick, and Harry is doing. You can't control what your boss at work may be doing. You can't control what your family or friends may think or do, but you can control how you live your life. You control what you think. You control what you give energy to. So the world does evolve around you in a sense. Like, and when you realize your world evolves around you, like I said, you become a player and not a participant. You start to co-create your own life. You start to analyze your own choices and stop being the victim and stop blaming everything and saying, why is this happening to me? First of all, everything happens for us. That was something I had to grasp as well. I don't care how unfortunate the situation may be at that time. Everything happens for us. And sometimes we don't see it right then because we're caught up in the emotions of it all. But eventually, sometimes even the next day or the next hour, you're like, you know what? When everything like works out without you trying to control it or force it, you're like, dang, this really did kind of lead me here. So just grasping that, you get yourself out of that victim mindset, because when you're in that victim mindset, you literally manifest your own fears into reality. But when you start becoming a co-creator, life actually becomes fun. Like, life is fun for me now because it's like I wake up and like, you know what do I want to manifest today? What do I want to manifest for the upcoming weeks or months? Like, who do I want to be? What reality do I want to create for myself? And let me tell you, it makes everything so much more fun. Because we are literally God experiencing life as like learning to be human. And people get caught up in the fact that they're human and forget that they are also God. It's okay, babes. You are not just human. You are literally quite 50-50 of it all. Like, embrace your humanness, embrace your emotions, but also realize you are the Holy Spirit in the flesh. And that is why God gave us Jesus, one of the many reasons. To show you can be man, woman, cat, dog, and God. Both. Like, there are many times in the Bible, like, when one of my favorite scriptures, I can't even think of it at the moment, but um Jesus asked something to God when something wasn't, what was it? I don't want to get it wrong, so I'm not even going to go into it, but basically it expressed the human part of Jesus, knowing all that he was doing by the grace of the Holy Spirit. He still showed humanness, like his human side in that instance. And that's like like when you kind of dissect it like that, it is such a beautiful, oh my gosh, it is beautiful to witness, because we are quite literally the brother or sister of Jesus. Like, literally. Like, literally. So, huh. Like I said, when you realize that you are God at learning the human experience and experiencing life through the eyes of God, life becomes more fun. Life becomes more freeing. Life becomes more, you choosing you. Because, like I said in my last episode, your body is a temple of God. Your mind is a temple of God. Everything is a temple of God. When you really grasp that, you start treating yourself as a God. Better foods, better habits, better people around you, better everything. So yeah, like that. And this past year has been me realizing that. And it's another reason why I look at the glass as everything is half full, not half empty, because everything works out for us. I co-create this reality. Why would my glass be half empty? It's half full. So yeah, just but yeah, kind of back to not absorbing people's energies. As an empath and also someone who has all of the clairs, um deep feeling is one of them. Like, I'm more like clairaudient is the one I work with like on a 24/7 basis, but I also feel everything deeply sentient. Like I had to, and I went through life so much carrying the energies and emotions and the burdens of others, and I didn't even realize it. I was like, why am I always feeling so heavy? But I was also managing it well by the grace of God, because like I said, I wasn't meant to awaken consciously at the time. Every our soul choose our path. Whether everyone believe it or not, our soul chooses this path before we are even born into our bodies. So everything is as it is meant to be in the present moment. Like there is no mistake, there is no coincidences. So everything that I went through, I meant to go through to bring me to who I am today. And I know that. So absorbing everyone else's energies, I used to think that that was my way of showing compassion. Like, okay, if this person is going through this, then I need to help them hold this burden. I need to hold every ounce of what they're feeling along with what I'm already carrying. I used to think that. Like, and now I'm able to stay grounded within myself and within my own energy while still holding compassion and empathy for others, because my heart is huge. I'm genuinely an open-hearted and kind person. Like, so naturally I want everyone around me to be okay. But I had to realize I can't control anyone else's paths. I can't control anyone else's destiny. I can't control anything else that is happening in their life. And it's random thought that just came through. Um, Sometimes, and this is what people I've dealt with in the past, like you can be interrupting people's karma. So just, stay in your own lane. Know how to have compassion and empathy, but sometimes what people are going through, and karma is good, it's good and bad. There's good and bad karma. So it can be good karma, just whatever. But whatever is happening in other people's lives, sometimes we are not meant to intervene in that. We are not meant to intervene in it. We're like, and sometimes when you do intervene with it, let's say that person is going through bad karma, you're trying to be Captain Save Up, you know? They like that can rub off on you. And I've been there too. So yeah, you know what? Just it makes you just want to kind of mind your business even more. But you can mind your business while simultaneously staying compassionate and having empathy. Like there two things can be true at once. And I didn't always know that those two things could be true. I thought that having compassion, I had to feel like I had to go and be Captain Save everybody, when in reality that's not what it was meant to be. Like that's not, well, at the time that's what I was meant to do, because I had to learn those lessons. You got to learn the lesson and apply that lesson to your life. But now I don't have to absorb your energy to understand what you're going through. I can quite literally put myself mentally in someone else's shoes and understand. I've been through a lot. So, and people often do not expect that, especially when you are kind of like a whimsy free creative person. That's kind of like they don't people don't expect your story to be what it is, or my story to be what it is. But it doesn't change it. Like, I just because I didn't choose to become my trauma or make my trauma my identity doesn't mean that it don't mean I didn't go through anything. So I can put myself in anyone's shoes, because it's probably nine times out of 10, I've probably been there before. And if I haven't been there before, I can still hold that compassion, that empathy, and hold that space for even people to vent. Like, I've always been that therapist friend. I've always been told I can be a therapist. Still to this day, I'm being told that. And at one point, I wanted to, but that path wasn't meant for me. I feel like I can be all that I am now, and even be kind of like a voice of reason for someone out there in this sense. Like, but maybe not in an actual full therapist form. And that's okay. But being like always being that go to. I When people would vent to me, it would quite literally stay with me. And we're not meant to carry the energies or the burdens of others while simultaneously carrying our own. So that is something I don't want to say I'm still learning. Kudos to you, baby girl. You pretty much have grasped it now. And sometimes, like I said, it's hard to see your growth when you're actively living the growth every day. But God will give you situations to show you how much you've evolved or what you're repeating, one or the other. And this past week have showed me so many situations on how much I have evolved. And I've gone through every emotion. I've gone through the excitement. I've gone through being proud of myself. I've gone through feeling a little guilty. I've gone through feeling frustrated and irritated. First of all, there are some things that's been going on in the planets, in the moon phases, that's contributing to some of that irritation. That's okay too. Also, with teal phase, the women get it. But I make space to be all that I am. I'm not perfect, but I'm gonna experience all my emotions and all my feelings. But just like going through all of that while simultaneously also like staying grounded in the fact that I'm feeling exactly what I'm meant to feel. I'm good. Like it's it's been a beautiful thing to look. And sometimes you can, like I said, you can overlook your growth when you're actively going through it every day, and when you're often like going through it on your own, especially. Like healing is very isolating, but I don't I've learned to love the isolation because I've got closer to me, God, my angels and ancestors in it. But I have craved aligned connections that mirror the me that I've grown to be. And I know that that's inevitable for me. I know that everything makes its way to me exactly when it is meant to. But that's just for me to say that yes, isolation is beautiful, but I'm not closed off to connections. But I'm only open to what aligns. I'm only open to what sees me for who I truly am, not projection energy, not trying to test me. I'm only open to what aligns with my highest purpose and my highest good, and that does not take me try, because you can't take me back anywhere, but what does not try to take me back to what I've outgrown, or take me back to self abandonment, or take me back to anything that does not serve my highest good and purpose. So, yes, isolation is beautiful. Hermit mode is beautiful. I love my me time. But my heart is fully open to all that aligns with my highest good and purpose. So, but only to that. You coming over here with some weird energy, that honestly, weird energy can't even reach me. I'm so divinely protected. But even then, like, just being open while also knowing how to be alone is crucial. If you do not know how to be alone, you will never know yourself. That is a message out there for someone. I don't know who. It was a message out for me for sure at one point. Um, let's see some things, because like I said, it's been over the past few days. So I've just been writing stuff down like that I've came to just realize within myself. Not letting what's familiar pull you back if it no longer serves you or who you've grown to be. Like I said, even if it's people that you've known for years, you may have some habits or patterns or people that no longer resonate with you, but you may feel like, I don't, screw this, I want to go back to doing this. You can, but I guarantee you're gonna feel that difference. You're gonna feel that energy of what does not align with you, and it don't always feel good. Oh yeah, keeping promises to yourself. Keeping promises to myself, no matter how small they are. It can be as small as I'm going to go to the gym this many times a week, or it can be, I'm not going to eat this. Like, whatever it is, whatever promises, small promises, big promises you make to yourself, keep those promises. Like, I'm going to fold clothes as soon as they come out the dryer. Like, whatever it is, keep those small promises, because all you're doing is just building that muscle of self trust within you, of that self reliability. Like, I promise you, you're probably out there being reliable to everyone out there. And if you're not being reliable to yourself or trustworthy to yourself, what's the point? So keep those small promises to yourself, no matter how big or small. Keep them all, because it's like a muscle. Everything, it takes 28 days to build a habit. You go to the gym, you start working on the muscle, you're not going to see the results by the end of the day. Like, everything has to build. Self trust is a muscle you have to build, just like faith is a muscle you have to build. Having faith in yourself is having faith in God. So just keep your promises. It's okay, babes. Keep the promises to yourself. They are sacred. They are sacred. Let's see. Mm, mm. I kind of did touch on this, but Some people want you stagnant. Some people want you to be the old version of you that served them, but that never served you or God. Some people want you confused. Some people want you to not grow, because there are also people out there that don't want you doing quote unquote better than them. They want you doing good. It could be some of the, like, it could be some of your closest friends. They want you doing good, but they don't want you doing better than them. They don't want you outgrowing them. They don't want you going ahead of them, quote unquote ahead of them. So know how to recognize that energy and know when you're getting jealousy, like projected energy. I've had to separate myself from a lot of envious spirits. Some people think that what you have they can obtain, and it has nothing to do with the pure material things, because we're all capable of growing. We're all capable of self-love that is unshakable. But some people can see your self-love and your authenticity and kind of be jealous of that, and they start projecting upon you. And I don't hate to put it like that. I didn't grow up being like, oh, everyone's jealous of me type of person, but a lot of people are. Like, and not even just for me, like there is people out there that do not want to see you grow and evolve, or to see you doing good, or see you being happy. But do not let that stop you from being the best version of yourself, or being happy. Do not let people that want you stagnant, or that want you as the version of you that self-abandoned yourself, that didn't love yourself fully, do not let those people keep you stagnant. Do not let those people project their energy onto you and say, oh, you've changed. You're supposed to. You're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to love yourself more. You're supposed to stop abandoning yourself. You're supposed to grow. So, yes, if it comes off that, oh, she's changed, yeah, I found God. I found myself. Go cry about it. Like, for real. Like, it is what it is. If whoever you have to lose to find yourself and to find God, they just gotta go. It's easier said than done sometimes. Yes, trust me. And it doesn't mean that these, like, they're bad people either. Let me say that as well. Even though good or bad, everything is just simply is. But that don't mean, like I said, you're better than anyone, or that they're less than, or that they're bad people. It just means that they no longer align. You can meet some of the best people in your life. It could be a stranger, but that stranger may not align with who you are. That don't mean that stranger has to become a best friend. Like, sometimes you could just be with them in passing, and that's it. And that's the same with people, um, friends as well, or family. Like, sometimes people just don't align with your like the highest version of yourself, and you may not align with the highest version of who they are. It doesn't always have to be a bad blood or like any weird energy. Sometimes you just outgrow people, and it can be no ill intention or feelings. Like, I have no ill feelings towards anyone in life at all. Like, I'm thankful for every connection I've ever made, because it also helped lead me to who I am. No more, no less. But yeah, just don't let people keep you stagnant, man. And don't let people project the energy onto you like, oh, you changed. You don't want to be around me. You don't want to do this anymore. People will guilt trip you back into your old patterns. Don't let that happen. And I say that with love. We're not perfect. Like I said, healing is not about being perfect. Healing is not linear. And you're sometimes you are meant to repeat cycles to continue to show you how much things don't align. But don't let God have to show you too many times. Because after a while, you're just gonna stay there. Like, until you finally get your wits about you. Like, for real. Like, everything's a choice. Your choices create your reality. Um oh, something that I also wrote that kind of relates but kind of don't. I want to end it here. Sometimes you have to go through not seeing your worth to finally fully see it. I can, well, of course, everything I talk about I can fully relate to. Let me just say, I'm speaking from experience here. So, I did not see my worth for a long time, which all a lot about healing is stopping self abandonment, because it all comes back to self abandonment. Um, I didn't always see my worth. I used to attach my worth to how I was treated. I used to treat it, and I used to attach my worth to what I felt like I could give to others, or what I could do for others. I mean, for others. Come on, Summer. I always felt like that. But now I realized that I finally see myself the way God has always seen me. First of all, you are worthy simply for existing, not for what you do for others. You are worthy for simply waking up and breathing. You are valuable. You would not be on this earth. You would not have been born if God did not see you for who you are. You were worthy before you were even conceived. So stop attaching your self-worth to how people treat you. Stop attaching your self-worth to outside circumstances. Stop attaching your self-worth to what you feel like you can do for others. Like, you may not show up fully one day at work. Give yourself some grace. You may not show, like, you may not say yes to someone that is used to you saying yes all the time. That's fine. If they treat you differently, that's them. It does not change who you are. You are worthy of love and choosing yourself regardless of how the external world see you. So yeah, I feel like, let's see, is there anything else I want to touch on? I feel like that's it. Sometimes I just like to get in here, get in my chair, just kind of. I talk to myself a lot. They also tell you not talk to yourself because they know that talking to yourself is talking to God, and when you talk to yourself, all of the answers you need in life is within. And when you actually start to talk to yourself and talk yourself through situations or things, you find the answers versus going external, trying to get all the validation or the opinions of others. People are going to give you opinions based on their life, their experiences, their limited beliefs, or sometimes not even limited beliefs, just their life. Learn to sit with yourself, to hear God, to hear your heart. The answers are always within. Talk to yourself. I don't care how weird it may, even if you don't feel comfortable talking to yourself, build that muscle. You don't do it on video. It don't have to be a podcast. It don't have to be posted anywhere. Start doing a video and start talking to yourself, or journaling. Journaling is another form of talking to yourself, because you're just, and do it, like, don't do it with the filter. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're thinking, put it on a paper or put it in a video, because the answers are within you, not with your friends, not with your family, not with social media. Heavy on not with social media. Oh my gosh, do not let social media form your freaking personality. Don't. Because a lot of the stuff you see is not even real. I'm not coming for anyone, like, but a lot of this stuff is not even real. So just seek it within yourself, because God is within you. And when you silence the external noise, you hear God, you hear your heart, you hear yourself. So yeah, talk to yourself. Yeah, I think that's it. Happy Sunday. I pray, like I said, do something for yourself. I feel like a Epsom salt bath that's coming up for me, with some rose petals and some bubbles and some candles and some soft music and some strawberries that may be chocolate covered. No, we'll see. But God bless. You are amazing. You're limitless. You're worthy. You're powerful. And you are the co creator of your reality. I love you.